That nigga is off. But he gave a hell of a message. He delivered a hell of a message in that song. If you notice, that guy Afro Man, you don't really hear anything from him. You don't hear anything from him anymore. That was like a song that it was actually attached to a song soundtrack. The two white guys, I forget what their name is, the fat guy and the skinny guy. They made that movie. Bill, I forget what the Silent Bob and Jay. That's the guy. Those two guys. It was attached to their movie. It was part of the soundtrack, and it had a little bit of popularity for a while, and then it got snatched out because of the message. That's actually an anti-weed song, if you're paying attention. You know, he talks about all the perils and things like that he fell into, you know, in the song, because of getting high, smoking weed, right? So, of course, that message couldn't be allowed to continue. No, that guy's dangerous because he's speaking against what it is that this society, the powers that be, want you black men and black women to do. And that is smoke up all the weed, get high, kill your brain cells, destroy your memory, destroy your minds. Smoke the chemical, because the weed that you're smoking, I guarantee you it has chemicals on them. Dangerous chemicals, chemical compounds, artificial compounds that are put together and are sprayed on the weed, the marijuana you smoke, the cannabis that you niggas love so much, and it is destroying your brain cells. Not only your brain cells, but your sperm cells, where your DNA is locked in that. We're going to talk about that in depth. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares, and this is State of Mental Radio. And tonight, we're talking about the submental reason why black men, black women, black people smoke weed, marijuana, cannabis. See, because in this society, it's promoted as a hip thing, as a cool thing, something that's, you know, part of the culture. You have a drug culture here, a weed culture, right? That's what the hip-hop culture is. Everybody in hip-hop pretty much smokes weed, you know, the so-called cool people within hip-hop. Even the so-called conscious people, everybody burns L, puffs L, lies, blunts, everything. Everybody smokes weed. Everybody is chemically dependent. When I say chemically dependent, people think of it as another terminology, you know, but they really don't understand that it's actually a code word or a phrase for those of you in the new millennium that smoke weed. You are chemically dependent. You are addicted to the chemicals in the weed. The chemicals that are sprayed by certain companies who receive payment to spray these crops that you get. The weed that you buy from the weed man in your neighborhoods, down the block, whatnot, sprayed full of damn chemicals. They tell you in this society that weed is illegal, but how easy is it for you to get? How easy is it for you to get the weed? Yet it's supposed to be illegal. You got FBI, CIA, all these people, you know, watching borders. They can stop all kinds of stuff from coming in here, but they just can't stop pounds and pounds and pounds of weed from coming in here. You might hear them make a few busts from Mexico and things like that, and they get a big crop and whatnot, but that's all for the news. It always seems to make it to the black neighborhoods, the black communities. Right? Same way heroin did. See, what people don't understand and when people don't pay attention to is that drugs are always made to look popular. They don't tell you that, but they are always made to look popular. Going back to, you know, when it was openly popular in the 60s. You know, that's where your hippie movement, and, you know, you always had people smoking weed, but they made it popular, made it part of pop culture, just like you had your heroin culture. You black men that were born and black women that were born in the 40s, and, you know, I mean, y'all were using it in the 30s and whatnot, but you ones that were born in the 40s and became started coming of age in the 60s, you were heavy heroin users. You were part of the heroin culture. You still see these people stumbling around today, coming out of methadone clinics with swollen up goddamn hands, looking like baseball mitts, old as hell. They strung out on methadone, which is an artificial derivative of heroin. So someone else gains. That's your heroin culture. You new niggas in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, y'all the weed culture. The powers that be, could not raise this culture here on heroin, could not raise them on crack, though they tried with the crack. But you niggas have an affinity for weed, and they know that. So they said, well, we can't really, based on the weed that black people smoke, we can't really slow them down. We can't keep them in a dazed and confused state. So we have to do things to it. We have to add things. We have to add chemicals. We have to add things like embalming fluid, formaldehyde, everything, or whatever they can think of, whatever chemical compounds they can put together to spray on this cannabis that you love so much, to alter your mind, to alter your thoughts. Weed slows down the mental relay system that sends messages to your brain. I'm going to say it again. Weed slows down the mental relay system that sends messages to your brain. It kills neurons, brain cells, by destroying the information inside of them. What does a cell do? A cell holds things. Like when you're in a jail cell, same thing with your blood cells, which holds your DNA, which holds your memory, which holds DNA, memory, and holds, certain codes for fighting off diseases. Now, when your healthy blood cells are destroyed and that those messages within your blood cells that were there to help fight off those diseases are destroyed, then disease attacks you and kills you. Okay? When your brain cells are destroyed by the smoke, by the inhalation of the chemicals, you no longer have memory. Your memory is being erased. And you look at the young black men today that stand around with your pants hanging off your ass. You walking around slow, you smoking because they say you go into a euphoric state when you smoke weed. And what that is a form of escape, slowing down. See, because in your mind the world is moving too fast. It's too real for you. You need an escape from reality because the world is going too fast. You want things to slow down. You want things to be mellow. That's why you smoke. That's your submental reason. You can't deal with what's going on around you. It's like religion. When people go into religion, that's their high. All right? Talking about a new world and people and a better world. The weed serves as that way to you. It becomes your better world. It becomes your escape. The black woman, she smokes weed so that she can deal with things. She can deal with problems, men, children, whatever. She wants an escape too. The black man has a problem dealing with reality. He can't handle the fact that he is powerless and controlled in a world where he is herded around, where he can't quite understand what his place is here. So he smokes. He loses his mind for a little while. He loses his thinking. He wants to zone out from everything around him. He wants everything to slow down. That's what weed does. It slows down your thinking. It slows down your perception, your memory, your thoughts. Get you chinky-eyed, hazed out. Only problem is when you're smoking now, when you're looking at a lot of these young brothers who smoke the weed now, even after the high wears off, they're still high. They still have a look of euphoria on their face. They always look high. They look continuously in a zone, in a state. When you start talking about different strands of weed, this Kush, I got this kush. What is the stuff you niggas smoke? That black, icky, sticky, whatever the crap is you niggas smoke. Y'all got different names. Hydro. You niggas got different names for it every week. You understand? Hawaiian this, that, and the third. This was dried and this, that, and whatever. That's chemicals you're smoking. The strand that you're talking about that gets you the highest is the chemical that you're inhaling. The chemical that you're taking into your body. Sounds crazy. Hell, they put chemicals in cigarettes. Ethanol. Menthol, ethanol. All of that stuff they put in there. They put all kinds of stuff in the cigarettes for you to smoke because they want to make you chemically dependent on that as well. You people who are vegetarians or vegans or whatever, you niggas really crack me up. Because y'all sit up here and y'all talk up and down, y'all swear up and down about a vegan diet and not eating meat, but you niggas smoke weed. How ridiculous is that? You smoke chemicals. You're chemically dependent, but you're going to sit here and talk about eating meat? You're eating tofu and smoking weed. Wow, really? You dreads. You guys, and I'm going to say this, and I know probably some dreads listen to me, but like I said, I really don't care about offending people if I'm telling the truth. You guys are nothing but black hippies. You're no different than the white hippies with the long hair who was smoking weed, and they was promoting that weed culture amongst them, where everything was just love. Them guys were walking around reading the Bible too, smoking weed. You're nothing but the black version of them, right? Anybody could be a dread. You got Chinese dreads, you got white dreads, and y'all all share that weed culture in mind. All that's part of the culture. And reading the Bible, y'all are just really just Christians. You understand that? You're part of a program. You're part of a submental sœuvrility. I don't call it a reality, a sœuvrility, a false world. You're all a part of it. And it's all linked to keeping the people at a certain submental state. That weed culture that they promote here, where they tell you that smoking marijuana is wrong, but then you turn around, you see goddamn Snoop Dogg, Waka Flocka, and all these other rappers with a blunt in their mouth. You can go look on any site, see these niggas with a blunt in their mouth. But wait a minute, I thought, y'all was against weed. But it seems like they're not against it when they're promoting it to you, young generation, within the 21s and the teens, to all the way up to the 40s and 50s, where you niggas are smoking weed. They promote that to you to smoke. Why? Because you're a threat. Just like you were a threat in the 60s. When the Nation of Islam and all of them was coming up, they needed you black men on heroin. They needed you niggas chemically dependent. Just like the plan didn't stop. They need you still chemically dependent, and you all are dependent on weed. You are chemically dependent. That's what you crave. When you think you want to just get high and you think it's just the high, it's not the high. Because I've seen some of y'all can't go a day without smoking weed. You can't go for a few hours. You niggas got to have a blunt for breakfast, a blunt for lunch, and a blunt for dinner. You understand? And maybe a few joints in between. So you niggas like to virtually be high all the time. They let that stuff come in here purposely. They let the dread man, the weed man, the Mexicans, whoever, they let that stuff come in purposely. They will never legalize weed. You know why? Because if they legalize weed, then that means they can't spray it anymore. You understand that? They can't spread. They'll let certain strands of it. They'll let certain weed that they grow for medical marijuana, aka what the white people use. They'll let that be legalized. And a lot of your white kids, they smoke that. They don't smoke what you niggas smoke in the hood. You niggas were talking this different strand crap. Chemically dependent. Anything from formaldehyde, embalming fluid. Things like liquefied acid, frying your brain. What does embalming fluid do? It preserves the body after death, does it not? That's what embalming fluid does, so that you look okay after you die for the funeral, when your family wants to come and look at you in the damn coffin. Right? What is it doing to you when you're smoking it? Right? Gave you niggas a preserved, freeze-dried look. Look at a lot of niggas in your hood nowadays. When you look at them who smoke weed, look at your weed smokers. Really good. These niggas got a freeze-dried look on their goddamn face. They look preserved. These niggas don't even look real no more. Half of you niggas can't even form a sentence. Listen to the guys who smoke weed. These little youngins that smoke weed now. They really after them. The powers that be are really after them because they the threat. They the future. And the future has to be destroyed. It has to be controlled. It has to be the mind of it. They have to wrap their hands around it and control it. And what better way through the drugs? What better way? A lot of people are going to get turned off by this broadcast. A lot of you niggas like to smoke weed. A lot of you niggerettes like to smoke weed. You like to be high. That's a part of your culture. That's a part of your everyday thing. You notice how they push that now? It seems like everybody smokes weed now. Seems like everybody does it. However, it's funny, right? Since it's harmless and it's no big deal and whatever, but yet the white man won't let you have a job smoking weed. He'll let you smoke cigarettes and drink, and you can drink, but you can't smoke weed on his job. You know why? Because he knows that you're a danger when you smoke it. He knows that it slows down your thinking. It slows down your reflexes. You understand that? He knows that. He knows that the smoke and the chemicals attack your nervous system, slows you down. What if you drive in a train or a bus, right? And they drug test you randomly for this. You're supposed to make a turn one way, and you turn another way, right? You kill a whole bunch of people. Lawsuit. But he tell you that that's okay. Weed is okay. It's illegal, but it always finds its way to your neighborhood. They want you smoking weed, and y'all niggas give in. You can't sit up here and say that you're disciplining for the evolution of the people if you're getting high, because the very evolution of the people depends on you having a clear mind to receive higher messages, to be that ray or that receiver that we were talking about in the Amen and Amen Ray broadcast. So how can you receive higher messages? See, because the white man knows that will be a point where our people will start to wake up, and they will start to receive messages again. You will start to generate images in your head. He knows that. So what does he do? He has to create images for you in your head in place of the real images. He has to create a euphoric state in you. He has to turn your brain into damn jello. Right? That's why he pushes weed. I said to you black women, I said for you black women who is having sex with a lot of these black men who's chemically dependent, a.k.a. your heavy weed smokers and your weed smokers in general, I said that the chemicals are attaching to their sperm. You do know that, right? You do have sperm cells. You know the chemicals that they make are designed to attach to cells. Blood cells, sperm cells, brain cells. So those sperm cells with those chemicals on it are going in you. Right? They're going in your mouth if you do certain things. They're going into your system. And what happens? Your children are being born with delayed deficit disorders. They're being born mentally retarded. They're being born with autism. Why? Because you niggas wanted to get high. Because you laid down with some nigga who don't care nothing much about his life. See, because this type of conversation is not something that the majority of our people want to hear. They don't want to hear that. The intellectual was good when he talking about, sex power and things like that. But when you hit home and start talking about weed, damn, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. But it's destroying you. So I gotta tell the truth. It's destroying you mentally. How can you receive higher intelligence if you niggas can't even hold simple things in your head? You can't even hold simple things in your head. You can't even have a conversation today with the young weed smokers. You know what I'm saying? You can try to have a conversation with them. You better off talking to a goddamn cocker spaniel. You understand? You better off having a conversation with yeah, I can't even think. Like I said, anything but them. We tried it, especially when we go out and we target the younger generation purposely when we're doing the State of Mental Supermen, Superwomen project. We target the young. We see the responses. We deal with our people every day. I take my people out and we talking to people and we see how off, centered mentally this younger generation is. And we could tell they smoke weed. We could see the chemicals. I train them to see the chemicals in their face. You can see the chemicals coming to the surface of their skin, how black their lips look. That's chemicals coming to the surface of your skin because you, after a while, start to sweat things out or it'll sit on the surface of your skin. It's still destroying you. It's not leaving, but it sits on the surface of your skin because you ingested so much of it. Look at them sometimes. Sometimes they look discolored in their face. The color don't even look natural anymore on a lot of black men and black women who smoke weed. That's done purposely. That's done purposely. There's a reason why in the music they push weed. Like I said, they can get our people to do anything if they play a good enough soundtrack or good enough music. Well, who was real popular that they pushed in this country and brought the first, cultural thing of weed smoke here? The whole thing that weed is cool. Who was the first person they brought into here? Anybody in the chat room can guess? Somebody who a lot of you dreads call a prophet. Bob Marley. Notice they pushed him as an icon in this country. You know why that really is? Y'all say his music. Yeah, he had good music. Yeah. But he was pushing the weed culture. Why not Peter Tosh or Bunny Wailer? They pushed Bob Marley and made him an icon. Right? Because he was promoting weed culture. Same way they pushed Malcolm X in this society because he stood up against a black organization. Notice after he came out of the Nation of Islam, they made him an icon after he went against Elijah Muhammad and he joined the other side and started talking about civil rights and things like that and, working with other organizations. That's when he became an icon. But when he was under Elijah Muhammad calling the white man the devil, he was the devil to the white man. Bob Marley, like I said, he was pushing the weed culture. You understand? Look at all the pictures they got of Bob Marley for the most part. The most popular pictures is where he got a blunt in his hand. Where he high, he out of his damn mind. He in the euphoric state. That's the image they want for this generation. That's the image they want for young black America to follow. They don't want you thinking, because thinking with you means competition. You understand? Competition for higher intelligence. So it's best to keep you niggas in a submental, lower cerebral state. It's best to keep you high. You understand? It's best to keep you niggas slow. It's best to keep you chemically dependent. See, because I can mix any chemical I want, any artificial compound, spray it on the weed and give it to you niggas to inhale and smoke. I can destroy your babies to come. Right? Hell, I can fix the sex of your children, fix their sexual preference. But if I sprayed estrogen, liquefied form of artificial estrogen on the weed, or liquefied form of testosterone on the weed, and you smoked it, huh? You might get some kids who come out overly aggressive, right? Because of too much testosterone. Or you'll get some feminine boys who grow in breasts. Or you'll get some girls who are lesbians, full-on dykes at a young age. Notice they all linked to the weed. They all smoke weed. Tell me this young generation, everybody within this young generation nowadays don't smoke weed. It'd be like finding a damn needle in a haystack or something like that if you find a few young kids nowadays that don't smoke weed or haven't indulged, because that's promoted as being part of the popular culture, the cool thing, the in thing to do amongst young black people. That's purposely done. They use these people. They use your rappers to promote weed smoking. They use them. Right? Remember I said that I always go back to that song. Remember the Biggie song? Get high, get high, get high. Smoke blunts, mother. Remember that? Yeah, I shot you. Get high, get high, get high. Smoke blunts, smoke blunts. That was a program. Smoke blunts, smoke blunts, smoke blunts. Get high, get high, get high. And for that, you niggas made Biggie an icon. You still talk about this nigga. Still talk about him. You still uphold him like he was a god. All that nigga talked about was smoking weed and selling drugs and killing people and calling black women bitches and hoes. Why? Because that's a rotation in the groove in your mind they put there with the music. I don't give a goddamn who don't think it's popular what I'm saying. I don't care. I'm telling you the truth. That's all done to slow you down. See, the powers that be, they listened to Afro Man's song, and it was they realized that it was actually, they thought it was a joke song at first. They put it out, and they actually heard it and listened to it because, like I said, the white man sometimes is a goddamn cyborg. He don't pay attention himself. Then he realized that, hey, this is an anti-weed song. Did you ever hear anything from Afro Man again? You ever heard any more songs from him? His career is over with. He came got his money. That was it. Brother probably tried to come drop some knowledge to tell you dumb niggas to stop smoking weed. You understand? He telling you I lost his car and lost his day and lost it. Then these stories he was telling there are not uncommon. Hell, probably really did happen to him. Probably wasn't for jokes. But this is done purposely. Don't mind me. I'm sipping on coffee as I'm talking to y'all. I do like my coffee. However, as these things are altering your mind, as these chemicals are taking hold of your brain cells, of your blood cells, as a lot of you women are going to start more and more getting tumors and getting lumps and getting all kinds of precancerous lesions on your skin. And you're trying to figure out, well, damn, I don't eat a bad diet. I take care of myself. I'm healthy. I work out. I exercise. Why am I getting lesions and tumors and, these things on me? Think back to the man you laid down with. Did he smoke weed? Do you smoke weed? Think about what these chemicals triggered, what these chemicals that were sprayed on the weed triggered in you. The adverse effect. Think about that. Think about what was the purpose of putting that in your neighborhoods for you to smoke. Has he ever given you anything or allowed you to have anything that was for your own good? So if he allows you to have weed to smoke, what does that tell you? If you can just go down the street and get it from the nigga on the corner or the guy on the block, where is he getting his from? They don't seem to have no problem selling weed to you. All right? They won't lock up a guy. A guy selling weed, that's a misdemeanor. He could probably get up and go, as opposed to a guy who's selling crack. See, because they know that the guy selling weed will destroy far more people than the guy selling crack. The guy who's selling crack, he's gonna make money for himself. They don't want that. But the guy selling weed, he'll make some money and he'll destroy a lot of people in the process. So he'll get a turnaround quick thing. He could, a little weed, little misdemeanor. He'll go the hell up out there, and they'll know he's selling weed. But he's gonna destroy many people. They need people there who look like you to help destroy you. Even though a lot of these Negroes are doing it unconsciously, they need people around you that look like you to help destroy you. And the tool they use is money. Right? Think about this. Think about this. Musical Youth. Right? They had a song called Pasta Dolce. I remember that because it came out in the 80s when I was a kid. I was in my teens. That was a message that was being promoted to people early. This little group from Jamaica, they was from England actually, and that was a very popular song. So this was already being programmed and pushed in the heads of the people. The next big thing. I'm gonna give y'all a blast of the past. We'll be right back. Blast from the past. When I heard that song when it came out, I didn't even know what Dolce meant. I didn't even understand what that was. You understand? I didn't even know what that was. You know, fire, when you burn something, it changes the chemical composition of things, right? So you hear a lot of people talking about weed is for it can be used to heal people and gives to people, you know, be drunk as a tea and stuff like that. And yeah, you're right. You're right. It is an herb that can be used for medicinal purposes. You're right. But you're not supposed to smoke it. See, because once you burn something, you change the composition. When you burn it, you turn it into a chemical. That's why you blow it out as smoke. When you go by a power plant or you go by or you see someone smoking a cigarette, they're blowing out the chemicals. That's the smoke. Fire changes composition. That's what you're doing. You're actually destroying the herb when you burn it and smoke it. Think on that. We got a call, 818. 818, you're on the air.
Oh, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, brother?
All right.
Good, brother. Good. I was gonna say, man, I do believe where you're coming from. I never supported marijuana, man. And when I was younger, I did. But growing up around it, you see things different. You see things, going back and looking at it, it changed my perspective because you see things like, imagine a young man, his mother smoking marijuana, and a young man just saying to his mom, yeah, go get high, mom. And you're older adult, you're not supposed to do that. And the people I want to ask, they're advocating it. Oh, what message do you want to send to your children? That they can try it when they're 16 or 15 or even 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these people.
I'm done.
No, well, these people who do that in front of their children, who do it, because you know when you do certain things and you live your life in front of your children, you're supposed to always, you know, be able to do. You shouldn't have to be able to hide anything you do from your children. So if you are outwardly doing that, it's like you're sending a message that that's okay. Because these people, like I said, they done burned out most of their brain cells, so they're not even cognizant of what they're doing. They're just going mentally, so they don't even give a damn.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, man. Like I can give people, like when they say why not support legalization, I can give you firsthand experiences. I remember a friend who was very smart, very intelligent, and started smoking. Well, they got a little bit skinnier and had a girlfriend, but then he also had kids on the way, which he did not want. He was still in high school.
Wow. And
then he went on to harder drugs. Well, come on, man. People had kids in elementary. I remember that. But yeah, man, he went on harder drugs, and now I remember he was in prison. Now he's in rehab now. I don't want to call and say hello and look up at him because it's just scary, man. Like another man I knew, he got kicked out of school and he had to get one of those GEDs. And it's just amazing looking at him. It was all because of drugs. It always started with marijuana. I can tell you his name because I wanted to get his number and talk to him because we went to the same school. We went to the same school, man. And I was the first graduate class. We went to the same school, but yet he didn't graduate just because of drugs, just because of that. Because you got to remember, out of all those people, how do you know one's not going to move on to hard stuff, but one wants to be an alpha dog and try to be a dealer?
Well, they never, even the people that just stay with weed and smoke that, they never really accomplish anything in their lives. They never really do anything, you know. So. I respect men that are moderate. I do. You're right, man. I do respect men that are moderate. That I've seen moderate. Some of my friends who are moderate and know when it's time to do this and it's time to go to work. Well, no, there's no such thing as. There's really no such thing as moderate. That's like saying I take poison half the time. You know, I ingest poison half the time, so I'm not totally, on it. It's like you still taking poison though. True. So. I see you, man. True, man. But true, man. But I mean, I found myself really amazed also how it was out west.
Because in California, I was there, and I blame that moron, what's his name, from the NAACP. I believe he's California chapter, who supported the prop. And at that, while I was working with the Democratic Party there, I was working with them. I went and asked them, like, there was no on the ballots where it says what you should vote for, that marijuana prop, they didn't say yes or no. There was no yes and there was no no, and they said they were undecided. We're all split on it. We're talking about a bunch of women, and as soon as I said that, I was like, you guys are really split on it? A bunch of women, not even looking at each other, just said no, yes, yes, no, yes, no, without even looking at each other, just said it out loud to explain that's how split they are on it. And that's the real thing. That's the real scary part I kind of got to why I kind of really got upset with the Democratic Party of California, because they couldn't really find a big ground, really find a big middle ground. And the worst thing I hate, just like the religious leaders there, is you say no on gay. I mean, you guys want marijuana, but you're for marijuana being all out there where everyone can get to it. But you're not for gay marriage, which doesn't concern your religious, just doesn't concern you at all, since you guys don't own marriage. You don't have copyright on marriage.
Well, they, like I said, it doesn't matter who votes on it, who votes against it. People are going to still get drugs here. They're going to still smoke it. So, all right. It was good hearing from you. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, bro.
All right. 914-338-0504. Anyone got any more call-ins? Anybody got any comments? It's funny how when they show these commercials, these PSA announcements, and, the thing with advocates telling kids to stop smoking weed or whatever, 9 times out of 10, it's always a white kid. It's always them telling them not to smoke it. But then they turn around. How often do you see them telling black kids to stay away from weed or getting high? No, they push Waka Flocka and Snoop Dogg and, whoever else and smoking weed. They push that. So they want you to smoke weed. They want you to ingest that. They want you high. They want your brain cells destroyed. But they don't want that for their children. All right? They don't want that for them. The white kids are somewhere they trying to grow. If they smoking, they trying to grow it somewhere in their garden or whatever. Not that I'm saying that that's even better, because like I said, you change the compound when you do that. You're not supposed to smoke it. You're not supposed to burn it. You dreads talk this nonsense about, weed uplifts my mind and makes me think, and it takes me to another level, and weed makes me think. You niggas are full of crap. Okay? You niggas just like to be high. And all this crap about Solomon and all of them, and they smoked weed. And so I heard one dread tell me, Jesus smoked weed from the Bible. He had the herbs. Nigga, stop. You niggas will tell lies. It's anything just so you can stay high, so you niggas can stay medicated, so you can justify that. That's why you do that. Stop with this whole religious rant. Stop with this BS about, it's the herbs for the earth and herbs. Yeah, they talked about herbs that you could take for medicinal purposes that you can boil as a tea in water. It wasn't talking about smoking anything. But like I said, you guys will do anything to justify what you do. You understand that? You'll do anything to justify that. Raising your heart rate. Raising your blood pressure. Kicking in that euphoric state. Escapism. We don't need to escape reality. We need to deal with it head on, because that'll make better people out of us. We got another call on 770.
Peace, brother.
770,
Peace,
you on.
brother.
How
How you doing this evening? I'm good. I just wanted to say I absolutely agree with everything you are saying. I used to smoke weed, but I quit because I noticed I couldn't do my schoolwork. I'll be reading the same thing over and over and over again, and it just was no good for me. I had started smoking at a very young age. I was introduced to it by a family member, and ever since then, it was something that I did as a teenager. But as I got older and I started to read more, I learned that it was killing your brain cells and a lot of other things. So I absolutely agree. Once I stopped smoking it, I was able to do my work better.
Yeah. It slows down, like I said, it slows down the messages that are relayed to your brain, the mental messages and the communication that's relayed to your brain. And like I said, it disrupts you, and that's what it's meant to do. They put this stuff in our neighborhoods for us purposely to consume. And our people think, oh, it's illegal, we can't get caught. They want you to have that. They want you to smoke it.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't want you to have it, it wouldn't be there. They can make all the weed go away tomorrow. They want you smoking it. Yeah. Mhm.
It's like a double-edged sword. They try to make it they make it illegal so they can lock you up, but they still want you to consume it so you can continue to kill your your brain cells. Excuse me. Yeah, You're right. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. It definitely dumbs you down. Definitely.
Oh, yeah, but like I said, you can't tell the majority of our people that because they're chemically dependent now. Like I said, the chemicals that are sprayed on it, they're addicted to that now. So a lot of times when they keep talking about, oh, I need this new strand, the strands always get stronger. What it is the chemical company spraying different chemicals on it to get you craving it. So then next thing you know, some guy come out and talk about, yo, I got this new strand and whatnot. It's called this or hydro
loud and all
this
that.
and whatnot. Yeah. And like I said, next thing, because there was this guy who used to sell drugs in D.C. I forget what his name. They was talking about him on American Gangster. He said that they had this weed that he was selling, and they sprayed. I forget what he said. They sprayed on it by mistake. They used to sell acid. I think they sprayed acid on it. And he said when the people were smoking it, they was calling it butt naked because they would rip off their clothes and run down the street butt naked.
Wow.
Yeah, because it had all that on. I know a guy who he was a little older than me, grew up in my neighborhood. He was smoking weed and they was sprayed with something he didn't know. He lost his mind, never came back. He's never been better.
Yeah, I've seen people like that as well. And you're right, it's definitely addictive because when I did try to stop, it wasn't easy for me to just up and quit. You definitely have to fight. You definitely have to fight to give it up. You do. And you find yourself going through different mood swings and craving, but you can do it, though. They can do it. You just have to be determined to rise above that and know that it's a trap.
And the funny thing is that just proves that they, added more of the chemical to it because it used to be a time where people would say, I'm going to just stop smoking weed back in the day.
Right.
It wasn't no big thing. Now, like I said, it's the chemical dependency. It's talking about stopping smoking weed is almost like trying to stop using heroin.
That's
it's almost like you're going through withdrawal.
There's something going on with it that's addictive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's being made like that person.
I just want to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with everything you're saying. Mm-hmm. All right, well, thank you, brother, for giving me your attention. And you continue to do the good work that you're doing.
Thank you, sister, for calling in. I appreciate it. Like I said, this is our broadcast, and we only going to get better. All right?
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You have a good night.
You too. 914-338-0504. We have anybody else that wants to call in and comment on this weed hysteria, this chemical compost, this nonsense that's being given off to our people, that's being passed off as cool and hip, and it's the thing to do. Like I said, that's the weed culture. You understand? That's the weed culture. That's being purposely done to draw in the children, to destroy the minds of the children. All that's being done purposely. But, as I said, certain people are going to get this. You understand? Certain people are going to get it. They're going to understand it, and they're going to, drop the weed smoke. They're going to drop this weed, this whole weed culture and this mindset, and they're going to advance in their way of thinking. Certain people are not going to get it. We'll be right back. If you look at the feed, there's a picture of Snoop Dogg with a goddamn Count Chocula, from the the Count from the costume, the Count from Sesame Street, right? And he has the Count costume on. He got a blunt in his mouth. What the hell kind of stupidity is that? This is the elevated thoughts that you black men talk about you get when you smoke weed. This is what elevates your mind. Tell me what it is that you've accomplished in your elevated mindset, since you black men love to talk about what you get elevated when you smoke weed. Tell me what you've accomplished. I like to know what it is that you niggas accomplished when you smoke weed. You know, a lot of stupidity, a lot of stupid talk, you know, a lot of slow dragging, you know, a lot of that hazed out conversation where you niggas think y'all sound cool. Yo, son, yo, son, yo, son, yo, son. Yeah, that's what you accomplished, right? Right. Or you just sitting around like a goddamn vegetable in a comatose state. You know, just talking stupid. That's what you accomplished. That was worth shooting for, right? That blunt was worth it. Black lips and everything. When a lot of you guys talking about elevate your mind, you weed smoke, you seasoned weed smokers, you niggas you burn the L and the blunts and everything else and whatnot. You know that, like I said, that mind elevation thing you really talking about is escapism from reality. That's what they really mean. Watch the language when they say that. That just means, AKA, that translates into it's an escape from reality. You understand? It's an escape from reality. They don't want to deal with reality. See, real men deal with reality. You know, fake men, cowards, get high. You understand? So they don't got to deal with reality. They don't got to deal with reality head on. They don't got to deal with, you know, at least for a while they get to escape. And you 9 times, like I said, the majority of the time, y'all want to be high all the time. So you don't have to deal with reality at all. You and your buddies, y'all cutting open your blunts, you know, you buy your cigar paper, you cutting them open, some nigga licking up and down on it, and you niggas putting your mouth all on the same spitty blunt. You know, this nigga don't put his mouth all on and whatnot. Nigga probably got hepatitis, anything. You niggas putting your mouth all on it behind this nigga, and y'all smoking the chemicals. You understand? And you black women, y'all smoking right with him because y'all part of the weed culture. You know? You his bitch, his boo, whatever. He putting that chemical induced semen up in you. You know, and that's what you want. That's the type of people you want to associate with. That's the type of life you want. Oh, come on, son, I don't want to hear all that stuff. Yeah, see, because it's too real for you. That's what the weed smoker would say right now. And like I said, I'm not coming off trying to preach nobody. I really don't care what you niggas do. This conversation is for the 1% who are amongst you. I say every time I do these broadcasts, I do it for the 1%ers, the ones who are amongst you, the ones who not really part of the weed crowd. Them niggas, they just doing it because they want to be down, because they suffer from a little Down syndrome. Like I said, you know, you ones that want to be down, you want to be part of the crowd, you want to be accepted. That's why you doing it. I do it for them to elevate them out of this madness. You niggas that's just smoking weed every day and whatnot, and you not hearing me, nigga, I'm not doing it for you. I don't care. Smoke your goddamn brains out. Smoke till your lungs fall out. I could care less. I am doing it for that 1%er that's amongst you, though. Out of 5 of you, 1 of you don't really want to do it, maybe even 2. But I give you definitely 1 don't really want to do it. He just following the crowd because he want to be cool and hip. He want to be down. You understand? And hopefully he hears or she hears this message. Don't try to convince these people, if you decide to come up out of that and stop doing it, don't try to convince the people. I mean, you could talk to them, but 9 times out of 10, they're not going to listen to you because it's already ingrained in their mind. It's already etched in their brains to keep smoking weed. It's already etched in their imagination. That's it. That's their mindset. They potheads. Yeah, these dumb niggas walking around wearing T-shirts that said pothead because, like I said, it's elevators that's promoted as being cool. That's the end thing. The powers that be, the Illuminati and them, they ain't got nothing to worry about from you niggas. Nothing. They ain't got to worry about you taking their light, stealing their intelligence, zapping that, taking that intelligence which is supposed to be coming to you, that higher intelligence. They ain't got to worry about that. Y'all ain't a problem. Y'all just a bunch of black zombies. Walking, talking zombies. You know? They sit up here and they laugh at y'all. They make fun of y'all. They make cartoons about y'all. That's why they put, that's really why they put people like them up there, like these pictures of them smoking weed, like the Waka Flockas and all them up there. They actually laughing at them. Snoop Dogg with a damn count costume on with a blunt in his mouth. Here's a man who father children and whatnot. This is what you showing your children. This is the image that you showing your children. But see, that's not, you a father. You seen his reality show. This man has about at least 3 or 4 children, and this is what you showing your children. Right? This is what you showing. This is the image you showing to your children. That's cool, right? So then, if it's all right, then your daughter can smoke weed. She can smoke a blunt with you, because you shouldn't do nothing that your children couldn't do with you. You shouldn't do anything you're ashamed of. If you wouldn't advocate that for your children, that's like you telling them, don't do this because I'm doing this. Don't do this because mommy or daddy doing it. They ain't listening to you. They seeing what you doing. You can't tell them nothing. They can't look to you because now, everything you saying is coming off as hypocritical. It's being pushed purposely, for those of you who are just listening. It's being pushed as a culture, in the hip-hop culture. A lot of people are making a lot of money off of your stupidity, black man and black woman. You are being made chemically dependent. The chemical companies are making a lot of money off of you. Oh, you don't believe it that they're getting paid every time they spray the crops with chemicals? You don't think they're getting any money out of it? You don't think they're getting any money under the table? They're not just getting money from making embalming fluid and household products. They're getting paid money, black money, secret money, dark money, to spray down your weed crops. You understand? They get paid for that. Nobody does nothing for nothing in this society. You understand? Somebody's bright idea to make you chemically dependent. Create different strands. Whatever strand it would take to eat out your brain cells. Whatever strand it would take to make the skin fall right off of you. Like, like I said, the coloring, the created discoloration in your skin. Look at your lips. A lot of you niggas, either your lips is black or they pink. Look at your lips. Look at that feeling that you got over your skin when you high. If you could feel it, this film. A lot of y'all so, like I said, y'all get a numbness. A lot of you get a numbness over your face. Some of you are getting premature strokes. You don't even know it. When your hands start going numb, your face start going numb. I had a friend of mine who smoked weed all the time. He started getting premature strokes because it's disrupting your bloodstream as well. It's messing with your blood cells. It's meant to attack all cells in your body. Germ warfare. Yeah, they can induce germ warfare through weed. But y'all don't see that. You weed smokers. Did the dreads talk about that? Nah, man, it elevates the mind, man. No, man. No. I don't know what they're talking about. How did it elevate you niggas' mind? What did you niggas do with your life but stand around smoke weed all day? What did you guys do? You understand? You guys somebody elevating your mind. What pioneering invention or idea did you niggas come up with? What did you bring into the world that's going to change the world? What knowledge are you dropping that's going to change the minds of the people? What are you bringing since weed elevated your mind so goddamn much, like you dreads and you niggas that smoke weed say so much? You understand? Hell, at least the white man, when he smoke weed, at least he don't try to go off here and try to make an excuse for it. When he's sitting up here high off weed, it's just another drug to him. He just getting high. He like, whatever. He at least I applaud him for that. At least he don't try to sit up here and BS. The nigga want to try to make it like it's some kind of upliftment or whatever, just so you can try to make it right and justify it. You understand? There's simple-minded niggas will sit up here now and be like, oh, well, he's saying that, but he don't really mean it. Yeah, I mean exactly what I say. You niggas are chemically dependent. You got to get it. Like I said, you stopping smoking weed nowadays almost like you withdrawing off of heroin. You understand? Because heroin is chemicals. The methadone that they make, the synthetic, which is synthetic heroin, is chemicals. So now that's chemicals for you. You understand? The chemicals are meant to attack all your cells, blood cells, brain cells. You understand? All that. It's meant to attack and attach to every cell and destroy it or break it down gradually. You understand? DNA cells, everything. All these things. Sperm cells. And it's working. But like I said, you can't tell the majority of our people that. They don't want to hear this part. You know, because they like to be high. They like to smoke. It's a release, an escape. It induces endorphins in your mind, or so they say, and and it puts you in a euphoric state. And the white man got all these words for it and everything else and whatnot, but he ain't gonna really tell you the truth about what it's really doing to you. Yeah, it's making you chemically dependent. They will never legalize it because, as I said, they can't spray stuff on it. They would have to justify spraying down the crops. You understand? They will never legalize it. They'll let it be. What they did, they came to a compromise where they'll let it be issued out in certain areas. You understand? See, because they know the power of telling you something is illegal. They know the power. If they make weed legal, then the majority you'll stop smoking it. You know why I say that? It's because they know that people, by nature, like to buck the system, especially black people. Y'all love to buck the system because it's the white man system and this, that, and the third. You know you like to buck the system. You understand? Ain't nobody going to tell me to smoke weed, not to smoke weed. So if by just that mere fact, if somebody tells you not to smoke it, that's going to make you want to smoke it more because you like to buck the system. But if he tell you, you can smoke it, I ain't going to smoke no weed. I don't want no weed no more. I don't know why I just don't want to smoke weed no more because you can get it as much as you want. A lot of you. Some of you going to still smoke because you're chemically dependent, but it ain't going to hold the same appeal anymore as it being secretive and, undercover, under the table and whatnot. It ain't going to hold the same appeal. You guys are no different than heroin addicts nowadays. You're no different than cocaine users. They describe weed as a drug because they turned it into a drug. It's no longer a herb. They turned it into a drug. You understand? By spraying it down and by you setting fire to it. It's now a drug. It's a chemical. I told you fire changes the compound. But like I said, to the people who want to make an excuse, the people who want to be part of the culture, the hip people, the cool people, they're going to do that. They're going to do them. It's all meant to be a distraction. That's the whole point. It's all meant to be a distraction. It's all meant to get the attentions and the minds of people. Bring down your mental abilities. Slow down your mental capabilities. Think about how people would be right now. See, because our people don't use, the majority of our people, we're not really drug users like that. We're not, the majority of our people, young kids, they're not going to use heroin. Black kids ain't going to use heroin. They're not going to use cocaine. They're not going to smoke crack. They try to push crack, and some of y'all got caught up in the crack thing when, some of the younger people, when y'all was putting the crack inside the weed and smoking it and whatnot, and, y'all was calling it woolies or whatever the hell, y'all was smoking it, but y'all didn't really get addicted to the crack like that. So they had to have something that would slow you down because the whole focus is on slowing you down mentally because you're supposed to be the one absorbing thoughts faster. Based on the speed of your mind and the transmission of messages to your brain, to your neurotransmitters, to your receivers, how fast you are able to receive information and process it, it opens up passages in the brain. You understand? And as it's opening up passages in the brain, it's causing you to think more. And as you are thinking more with a clear mind, it is advancing you. It is advancing your intelligence. But if you're smoking weed and you got a haze of clouds of smoke in your that's going into your system, and it's slowing down your relay system, right? And your neurotransmitters and everything are slowing down, and the passages, instead of opening up in your brain, are now contracting because of smoke. They start to contract. Because what happens if you breathe in smoke too much and whatnot? You're gonna naturally cough it out or want to blow it out. You're not gonna want to hold it forever because it doesn't belong there. You're gonna want to breathe it out. You're gonna exhale it. Same thing if you was in a fire and fire was burning something, the smoke, inhalation and whatnot, you're going to start coughing. Your brain, the passages in your brain contracting is a way of your brain coughing because you're suffocating it with smoke and chemicals. That's what you're doing. When the hell has smoke ever been healthy to inhale? When the hell has smoke ever been healthy to inhale? If that's the case, then you can go and put your mouth or your face over a steam grate and inhale the smoke out of that, or in a chemical plant. It's about the same thing, right? Then they tell you about the bong hits and smoking from the bong, and and they trying to get you to take it more to the head because when you put it in the bong, you get to put more weed in, right? And you get more of the chemical rush. But you niggas, y'all put it in the blunts, and y'all not getting as much of it as if you, because they'll tell you, a smoker will tell you, you'll get more of a high if you put it in the bong or in the chalice or wherever the hell you niggas smoke it out of. Whatever madness you niggas indulging in now, the smoke, you'll get more of a high because more of the weed is going in, you're taking in more of it, you get more of the chemical drag. It's made to look good. It's made to look. It's like I said, killing yourself is made to look good. Hell, what does black people think about when they were shooting up heroin? You understand? They was thinking about escape. Same way you were. Same mentality. It hasn't changed with our people. You trying to run away from something. You trying to escape for a while. That weed and that heroin is like your cow gone bad. Remember that commercial? Cow gone, take me away. That's your weed. You understand? Like I said, you dreads promote it as a culture. Everybody smoke weed. Everybody smoke the ganja. Right? Now, it's funny. They've been smoking. They promote that smoking ganja in Jamaica as a culture. Is it any wonder why these people don't control their goddamn country? Some white man still over their country? Here it is, a country full of niggas. Jamaica is known to be full of niggas, and only a damn white man still control their country. Nobody got smart enough to say, let's put one of our own in office. I guess not, because you niggas all smoked out on weed. Hey, it's a culture, right? Y'all too busy chopping up the ganja and reading the Bible pages and and whatever, letting your hair go in all kind of madness that you can't even get control of your own country. Like when you think Jamaica, you think black people. You don't think no white people or anybody else. You think black people. White people come there for the tourist attraction. I mean, I'm pretty sure you got a few white people who live there, but when you hear Jamaica, you think black people. You understand? And you automatically, of course, you think weed and dreads and rosters and whatever. All right? Yet you people can't get a hold of your own goddamn country. All right? Bob Marley, he was promoting, you talk about him, he was promoting that white guy. He was standing, I remember, he was promoting 2 white men for president when he was alive. All right? Now, you would think with all the influence Bob Marley had, he could have ran for president. Right? He called him the prophet. He was a prophet. He was a teacher. He was like teaching, but every time you turn around, they showed him in a haze, in a state of a haze of weed. Because like I said, when did they start making Bob Marley popular in this country? In the 80s, right? Ain't that around the time Musical Youth came out with Pasta Dochi? So that should tell you, that's around the time they started pushing the experiment. They started pushing the weed thing because these people had a plan. A lot of attention is paid to slowing down the intelligence of our people. But y'all don't pay attention. Y'all don't watch. See, y'all not watching because you niggas are high. You don't want to think about things like that. You don't want to think about what it is that's being done to this stuff that's coming into your neighborhood. Why it's allowed to come here. Why they allow bad food to come into your neighborhood? With goddamn expiration date, old food, damn meat turning brown, yellow chicken and whatnot. Hell, same thing with the drugs. Why these things are allowed to come into your neighborhood? Answer: to destroy you. To destroy you. And y'all aid in destroying yourselves. You actually allow these things to destroy you. Questions, comments. I want to get somebody who's for weed smoking up here. I want to get somebody, since you guys got so much to say, a lot of you dreads, where you dreads at now? Because I know you dreads, you niggas stand on smoking weed. You got so much scientific BS pseudo information about how good weed is. Where you guys at now? Because I posted all over every goddamn forum I could think of on Facebook, just so some of you guys could come out here and stand up for weed. Stand up for it, since you niggas got so much to say about this, because you only 9 times out of 10 you reciting that BS to a woman because you trying to get in her pants and you want her high. You understand? So she loses all her inhibitions. You understand? So she don't see what a big goddamn joke you are. You understand? That's why you promote that madness. To lower down the mental frequency, because a lot of you dreads, you play along with the white man. That's why you mix your seed with the white woman and everybody else. Everybody could be a goddamn dread. Everybody's your brother. Everybody. That's that hippie mentality. You understand? Everything is peace and love and reading the passages. It's nothing about the evolution of our people. You niggas are against the evolution of our people. A lot of you dreads. And that dread culture that they tried to push over here. Notice a lot of our people now walking around with dreads, if you notice that, right? Notice that. Why are they pushing Lil Wayne and whatnot with the dreads and the weed smoking? They pushing that. They want you niggas zoned out, like how they walk around in Jamaica. A lot of them dreads walk around zoned out their mind, talking about simple-minded things. They can't, like I said, for those people who are offended, am I lying? Are you dreads doing anything in the society? Are you doing anything in your own society in Jamaica? Well, you are the majority over there. At least niggas over here, they got half an excuse. They not doing nothing because, like I said, they the minority over here. Y'all the majority in y'all country, and you niggas ain't doing nothing. All you dreads, you lions of Judah, and you smoke the weed that Christ smoked and all that BS. You niggas need to stop lying. We're going to call everybody on their BS. You understand? Because you aiding and just helping destroy a culture, a society, a young generation. I see young guys with dreads and whatnot, and they sitting up here listening to Bob Marley, and they sitting up here ingesting that mindset. And I'm not saying Bob Marley didn't have some good messages in his music and whatnot, but see, all that gets overshadowed, you understand, with the weed talk, the weed smoke. You understand? All that gets overshadowed. And that's done purposely. I showed you, I proved it to you. When this guy told you, when I opened up the broadcast with Afro Man talking about because I got high, all the things he lost, that was a one-hit wonder. You ain't hear nothing from him no more. You notice that? You notice that? The powers that be said, hell no. We ain't know we should have listened to the content of this song. Hell no. We can't get nobody out here advocating not smoking weed. Because then that's going to mean that, these little niggas going to stop smoking weed. Hell, what's next? They might want to start going to school and being doctors and lawyers and engineers and farmers and things like that. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. They might want to start being surgeons and damn, whatever, dentists and all that real professions. They might actually want to start thinking. We can't have that. Put out 10 guys that like Waka Flocka and Lil Wayne and Lil Bossy and Lil Nigga and whoever else they're gonna put out, Lil Kim, Lil whatever. Put some more little niggas out. Put some blunts in their mouth. Get these niggas oiled up. Give them some tight pants. hanging off their ass, and push that image. Push that image and make sure they got a big fat spliff in their mouth, a blunt in their mouth. You understand? We need them slowed down. We need them childlike. We need them docile in their mentality. You understand that? Notice these people are very docile in their mentality toward the white man and all the other cultures, but when it comes to you, they mad, they angry, they got screw face on, but they docile to everybody else. That's part of a chemical too. You know, you got certain chemicals that can trigger hostility in people. You understand that? But they always obey. Obey. New clothing company, by the way, obey the master. Ain't that funny? That new clothing company craze that caught on, obey. Who sees a pattern here? The weed smoker, like I said, I'm not looking for you to see a pattern because you're too high out of your damn mind. So, Marlon Asher, ganja farmer. We'll be right back. How did Jamaica go from producing men like Marcus Garvey to Bob Marley? There was a time where you saw, people in the, back in the day, they seen people like Garvey as the strong spirit of Jamaica, the black man and whatnot. Now it's Bob Marley in the weed culture. You know what happened? The white man, he took a look at the hippie movement. He took a look at the counterculture in the 60s. He saw the hippies smoking weed. He saw how docile they were. He saw that these people, these white men who came out, who tuned in and turned off and dropped out or whatever the hell they tell you niggas, they tell the white man was saying, he tuned in and turned out, whatever they said, that counterculture, the hippies walking around smoking weed and stuff like that. That was right around the time a lot of you dreads, y'all stopped cutting your hair and y'all start really going. I mean, you had a few of y'all that did the dreads back in the 20s and the 30s, here and there. Majority of you guys were like looking like Garvey. Then you went into the, like, from the 50s, y'all started going, and then into the 60s, right alongside the hippie movement. When that started to develop, you start wearing your hair in dreads. You stop wearing them white weighted jackets and serving the damn white man. A lot of you went up in the mountains in Jamaica, and y'all started smoking weed, reading the Bible passages, and y'all claim y'all got some spiritual thing on y'all, and whatever. That was implanted. That culture was implanted. Same way the white man looked at the hippie culture, and he helped that develop through a guy named Timothy Leary. Because all that was developed. That didn't just start happening. They wanted to produce the counterculture in this country, the hippies, free love, free sex. Look, and they brought that about with this guy, Timothy Leary, and he brought the whole acid thing in. You understand? Letting the hair grow long, free sex with anybody all over the place, and, everybody's love, and, talking about Jesus and all this other crap, right? They let all that, they brought all that about here in this society. That was done purposely so that the younger generation, this next generation that was coming up out of the white man, they wouldn't have any real competition in controlling the society. They wanted to keep a bloodline of the family and a group of selected people firmly in place. They did the same thing with the Jamaicans. You understand that? They didn't want people like Marcus Garvey produced no more. They wanted people like Bob Marley. So right around the same time, they started pushing that whole Rastafari thing. Look at it. Look at the hippie culture and look at the dread culture. Tell me it's not the same. One love. Then when the hippies talking about everything's love, the dreads, they don't care about no race or nothing like that. Anybody could be a dread. You got white dreads, Chinese dread. Everybody's a dread. One love. Smoking weed. Reading the Bible. Ain't that what the hippies did? Ain't that what the dreads do? So all that was induced in that country. All of that. Same way it's being induced in young black men and black women here. Making you docile, making you ignorant, dropping the mentality of the people. That's all being done purposely. That's an artificial implant. An artificial mental implant. You understand? You put out certain images. You put out certain people. You let out certain music with certain messages to slow down the thinking of the people. You think it, like I said, you think it's a coincidence. Every time you turn around, all the rappers got blunts in their hand. We, getting high. That's all programs. You understand that? That's all being done purposely. That's all being done purposely, slowing down the intelligence of the people. And our people don't see it. We still don't pick it up yet. Like I said, smoking weed amongst the black man and black woman, they like to smoking cigarettes. It's a regular thing now, especially amongst the younger generation, and that's how this society wants it. They want it to be a regular thing with you. They want it so that when the weed comes in to your community, it's freshly packed, sprayed down with the chemicals, and sold to you niggas. And they could tell you, oh, that's the new strand right here. Oh, yo, son, it's this new stuff from over here. And you know, they never explain to you what the difference is in strand and why is it like that. They never really tell you. These niggas just believe anything. You can just tell them anything. Yeah, well, it was soaked in this, son, and you know what I'm saying? And they freeze-dried it over here, and you know, son, and, you know, they put it, and they, you know, this was under this kind of light. No, nigga, they sprayed chemicals on it. You understand? You could thank you could thank the chemical companies for your high, for your new high. You can thank them for that. You can thank them for the strands. You understand? You could thank them for when you niggas. Well, how many of you seen that documentary? I forget where it was. I think it was called Fade to Black or Backstage or something like that, where they had the rappers up there. They was showing a documentary of, I think it was Rockefeller and all of them. They was out and on tour and stuff like that. And Snoop Dogg and not Snoop Dogg, Redman and Method Man, right? They was on tour with the people, and they was smoking weed, and you know, and they Method Man was spitting, and they was showing all kind of yellow stuff coming out of their spit. Those of you seen that documentary, they showed you that was the chemicals. A lot of you niggas is spitting up the chemicals. You understand? You're getting sick. A lot of you, like I said, when you hawking up phlegm and you seeing brown and all kind of whatever's in different colors, like you pick a color, that's in your phlegm, but you spitting that up, that's the chemicals coming out of your system. You niggas are killing yourself. But when you got people who are mentally dead, what are they going to do but head toward death? What are they going to do? You think they're going to force their life? You think they're going to be the bringers of new intelligence and whatnot? They making it cool and hip for you niggas to kill yourself. Lil Wayne, blunts in his mouth, cough syrup, whatever. They making it cool for you niggas to be chemically dependent and kill yourself. But you can advocate and promote that mentality in people who are mentally dead. Like I said, the majority of our people, they're not going to get this message. It's going to go over their head. They don't want to hear that. Yo, son, I don't want to hear that, son. It ain't for you, son. It's for the 1%. It ain't for you niggas. It ain't for you, son. Keep smoking. I told you, smoke till your lungs fall out. I don't care. This ain't for you. It's for the 1%. I do this for the number ones. I get up on this radio broadcast for the 1%ers. You understand? The people that's going to come together after you niggas are gone. You understand? The people that's going to wake up. The people that's going to see and start receiving that higher intelligence. That's who this is for. Those are the people that can hear these words. It ain't for you sometimey people, you part-timers. It ain't for you niggas that, I like some of what the intellectuals say, but I mean, I feel you on the weed, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can stop. Nigga, you chemically dependent. Niggers, you chemically dependent. You understand? That's weak. The fact that you even got to contemplate that shows you chemically dependent. The fact that you can't be like, I'll stop smoking weed. I'm going to stop smoking weed tomorrow. That shows you chemically dependent. Now, you can stop. You need to detox your body of all the chemicals. whatever herb or counter herb you got to get to detox and drink as a tea to detox your body from the weed and the garbage that's in it, you need to do that ASAP. Because the strands are going to get worse. They're going to get higher. Because obviously these people are in a race to destroy you. They're in a race to destroy you mentally. They're in a race to slow down your genetic. And you feed into it. You give in. You answer the call. They say, well, you know, we need to destroy the minds of some people. Like I said, a lot of y'all sign on for that because, like I said, submentally y'all don't want to think. It's good to be under that submental state. It's good to not be responsible. It's good not to have to worry about any problems and things like that. Don't you understand when you worry about problems, you accept problems and you take them head on, that makes you better? When you achieve things and you overcome problems and obstacles in your life, that makes you think faster. They want you to escape it. They want you to escape it. They want you to get high. You understand? They want to give you artificial way out, at least for a little while, and escape. They making the weed so strong where you can smoke weed one time and be high all day. They got some weed you could be high for 24 hours. You understand? How many niggas going? I'm pretty sure that they got it out already. How many niggas gonna break down the door to get that kind of weed? Damn, son, you mean I could be high for 24 hours? Damn, I gotta get some of that. You could walk around in a euphoric state. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. 24 hours. Brain cells dying 24 hours a day. Brains getting fried, busting up those cells, unleashing all that information, all that intelligence, I should say. That's the little bit of intelligence you niggas got now. That's in those cells. Because as I said, your brain cells are used to store intelligence, to store data, to store knowledge, and a lot of information that you got that you consumed that was negative information. But it's really supposed to house intelligence, intel. There's a difference between intelligence and information. There's a difference between informative people and intelligent people. I spoke about that in the Superwomen project that we did Sunday, which, by the way, went very well. The introduction went very well. The next time we're going to be doing it is going to be on June 24th in Brooklyn, New York. We're going to be doing it once a month, the Superwoman project, short for supermental projection. It's nothing like this radio broadcast, people. It's very, very in-depth, very heavy mental, very advanced in our thinking. It's time to speed it up, people. The weed talk can only go but so far in our people. I want to raise the mental vibration in some of our people, the mental frequency in some of our people. That's why I do these broadcasts. You understand? That's why I do these broadcasts. To raise the mental frequency in our people. The tone of my voice, how I'm projecting it. It's going in to the heads of certain people who are tuning into a higher way of thinking. Advanced. A lot of our people are not going to move beyond the weed state. They're not going to move beyond the haze. And like I said, that's fine. That's fine. It's not for everyone. Advanced intelligence and future thought and advanced living, advanced thinking, advanced lifestyle. It's not for everybody. Some of you people are just going to be chemically dependent and smoke down on weed. Like I said, it's not talking to you. So, continue smoking. I see 770. I don't know if you're just still on the line, but I'm going to take the call just in case you want to ask something because we down to the last 17 minutes. I'll take the call. Let me see. Okay, nobody was trying to come in. All right. I thought somebody was trying to come in. Anyone wants to call in? Anyone wants to dispute this stance I take against weed? 914-338-0504. Anyone has anything to add? Any comments? Any questions? Any parting things that need to be said? You want to be heard. Because I said this is our broadcast. If you have anything that you want to add to this, because like I said, it's an epidemic, and it's destroying the minds of the people. And I feel bad because, and good in a way because, one of the brothers that came to the project, I could see it, and it's bad when you could see the people that smoke weed, when you could actually see it on their face, where it's not even like, it used to be a time where you couldn't tell who smoked weed, because the high wore off, maybe in like hour, so the high wore off. You can never tell who smoked it. Now, it's just permanently on their face. It's like the heroin addict. To bring that heroin addict up. The heroin addict, they have a permanent look of heroin dependency on their face. You know how the look is. It's that glazed over look in their eyes. Their face, you could tell they use heroin. You could tell a heroin addict. You understand? You could tell it's altered their physical appearance. The drug itself has altered their physical appearance. Same way the weed is altering your physical appearance. A lot of you black women who smoke weed, you can see where the weed is altering your physical appearance. Especially you black men. I mentioned the black lips, the pink lips, that glazed over look on your face, that discoloration in your skin, that hazy look in your eyes. I've seen a lot of women go from being attractive to unattractive based on the time they smoked weed. I've seen it. The chemicals they inhale, the things, like I said, I can see it in their skin. They lose the sheen after a while. The texture and the sheen of their skin starts to dissipate. The elasticity in the skin starts to leave. It starts to have this dry look to your skin. That's what chemicals do. It does eat out a lot of the oils in your body. Evaporates the oils in your body. Starts to actually decompose your skin, break down the elasticity in your skin. All takes place. I really, like I said, I really want somebody to come up here on this broadcast because, like I said, we got so many people listening right now because we posted everywhere. I know we got to have one or two dreads somewhere. I want you dreads or you niggas who just advocate weed smoking to come up here on this broadcast and tell me I'm wrong about anything I said. I want to hear that because you guys are so big on smoking weed. You guys are so big on talking about weed ain't gonna hurt you. It's to elevate your thoughts. Where you at now? And I'm not saying I'm not even a hard guy. I listen to everybody. You heard me listen to the calls and whatnot. You don't have to agree with me. Make it a debate. Come up here and debate me about the weed. See, because I want to hear everybody who got, something good to say about weed come up here and call. See, because if you can't say anything good about the weed, if you can't, because the guy who sat up in our project yesterday, when I asked him did he smoke weed, even though I knew he smoked weed, but I just wanted to see if he would admit to it. He's like, well, I don't wish to answer that question based on the fact that it could incriminate me. I said, I'm not no cop, nigga. What the hell? I'm like, I ain't calling nigga, but I said, I ain't no cop with it. But I don't care if you smoke weed. I was just asking just to see what your response was. I already know the answer. I mean, unless you're ashamed of it, which you should be. A lot of the younger generation, they ain't ashamed of it. They proud. They walk around with damn cannabis T-shirts on and whatnot. You got the magazine High Times and whatnot, telling you the best way to smoke weed and whatnot. So you imagine all the people that's making money just off you niggas smoking weed and just off of people in general smoking weed. Imagine the money they make selling T-shirts with the cannabis plant on it, magazines, bongs, things like that. Think of all the money they make. Hell, you niggas, I'm going to tell you, you niggas rescued the Optimo cigar company. Do you know that? I don't know. I think it was either White Owl or Optimo. You niggas rescued that company. The Optimum, either it was the Optimo or the White Owl Blunt, the company that makes cigars that you niggas tear open to put weed in. Do you know that company was going bankrupt? Nobody was smoking them cheap-ass cigars. They was going bankrupt, and you niggas brought it back. You brought the company back because you was buying them cigars to rip open and put weed in it. You brought the company back. You niggas brought a company out of financial ruin for your weed smoking. When Biggie said Optimo, all the things he was quoting that the cigar companies talking smoke blunts, you niggas went and buying Optimos. You understand? That nigga helped pull Optimo. With his word, he helped pull Optimo, and you niggas helped pull that company out of financial ruin. You understand that? People are benefiting from your destruction. People are benefiting from your demise, from your ignorance. And you still stand up here and uphold ignorance? Where you dreads at? Where you niggas on the corner with your pants hanging off your ass who advocate weed smoking? Where you at? Where you niggas in the conscious community who like to smoke weed? Where you hip hoppers? You niggas that's so well read? Where you vegans at? You niggas who hold your fists up and pump your fist for weed? You niggas are vegans, but you smoke weed. How backwards is that? Nah, son, I don't eat no meat. Nah, son, I don't eat no chicken. I ain't nah, son. But yo, spark that L, son. Or spark that L, brother or sister. Spark that L. Or let's get the weed. Why ain't you calling up and telling me I'm wrong? I'm sure they listening. That's a damn shame. Because I'm pretty sure some of you who are out there who listening, some of y'all who listening to the show because you sincere and you want to hear what was being said here. You want to hear the intelligence on this. Some of you probably had these niggas whispering in your ear about smoking weed. Weed is great for your mind and elevates your thought. I'm pretty sure you heard this nonsense before. You understand? But next time somebody tell you to ask these niggas what are they doing with their elevated thoughts. Who are they elevating? What have they elevated within themselves? Ask them. Look at their life and see what it is they've elevated. What have they elevated in themselves? How has their life changed? Hell, if it hasn't changed, if it's still the same thing over and over again, then it done went from bad to worse. Because all real things change. Either things are going to change for the better or change for the worse. But they're supposed to be changed. The only real thing in existence is change. This is what we're talking about. You cannot change or elevate your life. You cannot advance your way of thinking. You cannot advance a higher intelligence in yourself by smoking weed. All you're going to do is lower it. You're going to blank out. You're going to botch out. You're going to block out. I mean to say higher intelligence, higher thoughts. You're going to block it straight out. That's what it's meant to do. It's meant to chemically destroy your mental receptors. It's meant to destroy that. It's meant to destroy your relay system, your mental relay system. It's meant to do that. Your central nervous system, all that's meant to do that. The chemicals, it's meant to. And don't give me this crap about, oh, well, brother, what if I grow my own weed? Then can I smoke? No, nigga, you can't smoke your own weed neither. You turn it into a chemical when you burn it. You're not supposed to burn it. You can drink it as a tea because you're heating it in water. That's not burning it. That's steam. You understand? But you're not burning it. You're not supposed to burn it. You understand that? You burn things to change the composition. You turn raw food into cooked food. You burn things into an ash, and that's changing the composition. Chemical makeup, chemical compound. Destroy your brain cells. Destroy yourself. They don't want a new generation of people who are not chemically dependent. They want you chemically dependent. They want you mentally dependent. Because once you're chemically dependent, you're going to be mentally dependent. You're going to be like a bunch of vegetables after a while. That's what you're going to be like. Majority of you black people that smoke weed, y'all going to be like y'all going to be like goddamn vegetables. With all this stuff they putting on it. Hell, you niggas might have to learn how to tie your sneakers again and your shoes. You got to have somebody show you how to tie your shoes again in a minute. Look at these young cats who smoke weed. Look at their reflex skills. Look at how they move. Look how they talk. Look at how they form sentences. They can't even finish a goddamn sentence. You think you really can you see these people receiving some higher intelligence and doing something? Are you serious? You know? Are you serious? They slow as hell. You know? Their thoughts are slow. Everything's off. You heard the sister call here, and she's living proof. She said everything. Like she was a weed smoker. You know, I smoked weed one time. Didn't like it. Never again. I ain't like it. I ain't like not being in a euphoric state and not having my mind, you know, where I had control of my thoughts and not being able to think quickly. I didn't like that. You know, didn't like it. You give up a form of control over your mind when you do things like that. You know, that's the appeal. That is the appeal. We're down to the last 6 minutes of our broadcast. The Supermen, Superwomen project went very well, as I said. We're going to be doing it again on the 24th of June. We're going to be putting out advertisement on that. June 24th is the next Supermen, Superwoman project, for those of you who couldn't make it out. We have people travel as far as Houston, Boston, you know. Unfortunately, we had people here from New York, but unfortunately, they had some stuff going, some other nonsense going on here and whatnot, like I said. But for those people who are serious about the evolution of their thinking and they're actually changing their condition in society, then this is for you. We're not interested in regular people. We're interested in people who are above average, who think above average, who are not going to be the people who are trapped off in the whole goddamn weed culture and the same primitive circular mindset. They're informative people. You understand? We're interested in the intelligent people, not the informative ones. If you come out to the Supermen, Superwomen project, we'll explain that to you, as we did in the introduction. Wednesday, I'm going to do the true definition, the real definition of a black devil and a demon, and a black demon. These negative people out here. What is the true definition of a black devil and a black demon? What is the true definition of these people that walk around who seek to cause chaos and confusion? This is going to be Wednesday's broadcast. Look for it tomorrow in the feed. It'll probably be in there tonight, but look for it tomorrow. Because I guarantee you, in this next broadcast, you're going to recognize lovers, family, friends, relatives. You're going to recognize a lot of people in the characteristics that I'm going to quote and the true definition of black devils and demons. Wednesday night at 9. We're going to close out. Talking about this, has truly saddened me. And I don't let much bring me down, but this has truly saddened me because I think about where our people are at in this day and time with this madness. And like I said, it's only for the 1%. If it went into some of y'all to get y'all to stop doing what y'all doing, I'm happy about that. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares. This has been State of Mentel Radio. Join us again Wednesday night at 9. The real definition of a black devil and black